Hello and welcome to your weekly in-depth horoscope for week commencing the 3rd of February for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. This week begins with Mercury gliding into the sign of Pisces, the 12th sign of the Zodiac, and one which is very much to do with introspection. Mercury, of course, is to do with communication, but in this particular sector, it is in essence in detriment. So it's not its best transit, and this can lead to some sluggish communication, not unlike a retrograde, which ironically is going to start to happen later this month. So we need to work at our communications. But actually, Mercury does forge a beautiful link with Uranus this week. So if there is a hunch that we get, which comes from Pisces, and it is about our resources, it's possible, especially if it's something new or different or fresh, that it could work out splendidly well. Now, Neptune and Jupiter are the two rulers of the sign of Pisces, and they're collaborating beautifully this week. So if we can find ways to connect with people in a more sensory way, use a degree of intuition, I do feel it's possible that this can be good even in business scenarios too. Now, Venus also starts this week in the sign of Pisces, so there's a lot of energy in this sign. But by the end of the week, by Friday, Venus moves into the sign of Aries, where technically it's in full, so another not necessarily best location. But actually, Venus in Aries, I think, can be really quite sparkling and effervescent. It gives us the push to take the initiative around our relationships, especially if we're single, and also it embraces the energy of the wounded healer Chiron almost immediately. So if there is a relationship which is suffering a little bit, I do feel this and the full moon, which occurs on Sunday, is an ideal opportunity to try to get things working more sweetly. Now, whether this is in a romantic scenario or friendship or with a colleague, it doesn't really matter. You can use this full moon to your advantage. The key here is the Leo full moon is very much about balancing what we need to do for ourselves as individuals and also what's good for the collective, which comes from the energy of Aquarius. And that energy is also jarred right through this week by the quarter moon, which occurred right at the end of last week and provides a backdrop for the whole of this one. So I think we could find ourselves in a situation where our values, whether it's around our outlook to life or more about physical, financial approaches, may be an area where we experience some kind of pinch point with another person. But the full moon can tease all of this out into the open, and with Venus moving into this area, that's really saying to us, look, try to find solutions by taking the initiative. Your specific forecast, Virgo, sees your ruler Mercury make its way on Monday into the sign of Pisces. It is in detriment in this location, so you're going to have to work hard at the channels of communication between you and others, and also it goes into retrograde on the 17th of February. But initially, it forges a sparkling alliance with Uranus. If there is somebody that you have a kind of similar philosophical outlook or love travel, it can be a great time to come together. You may decide to do something quite spontaneously. Then again, somebody completely new could flash into your situation and inspire you in quite an upbeat way. Now, the Sun continues in your sector of duty, but it does link positively to Jupiter in the first half of this week. And Jupiter is all about being more self-confident and investing ourselves in your situation in terms of your creativity. If you can blend, therefore, your passion with your pragmatism, this could be a week when you can really make a mark. But it is true that on Friday, Venus moves into Aries, where it is, in fact, also, like Mercury in Pisces, in detriment, because it's opposite the sign that it rules, which is Libra. Now for you, this could trigger some kind of improvement in your financial situation. It could come, if you're an entrepreneurial Virgo, through a business situation or through property, or it could even come through some kind of pension payout or some kind of legacy. But equally, it could be someone close to you who's going to have some fortune in this regard. If a relationship you're in has lost a little bit of its more intimate spark, I do feel that Venus combining with Chiron, the wounded healer, is asking you to try to give this situation more time and energy. Of course, with the Sun in such a practical area, it could be just down to a fairer share of the demands, the practical demands between you both, which will give you both much more energy for one another. And if this really does need analysing with any great detail, the full moon, which occurs on a Sunday, is a fine time to grapple with this. But if any part of your being feels a bit down on energy, whether it's emotional, spiritual or physical, try to just give yourself the permission to look at why that may be, and if necessary, to take a step back and have a little bit of a rest as this week draws to a close. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you'd like to elevate your knowledge above your zodiac sign and embrace serious astrology, please see the link beneath this video. You can order your 12-month forecast and character analysis based on your time, date and place of birth and get 30% off. Or you can choose to have a one-to-one consultation with me. But for now, good luck and goodbye.